Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some NFL with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, I didn't, like I said, like I said in my previous NFL video about Darrelle Revis. Basically, I didn't make any videos covering the NFL during the week one because I was in LA for the Roman Gonzalez Carlos Quadras fight, and that's what I needed to focus on. But now that I'm back to my normal schedule back here in South Florida, you're going to be getting steady diet of NFL, NBA, and boxing videos. So with that being said, look, I wanted to speak on this, but like I said, I didn't have the time for it when I was in LA. But the NFL is such a hypocritical league. The NFL pisses me off when they talk about player safety because, as you guys know, I make that no secret. You guys can see my YouTube set. There's a Cam Newton picture here. There's a Steve Smith picture there. The Panthers pennant up there. I am a huge Carolina Panthers fan. But with that being said, with being a Carolina Panthers fan, I also understand that Cam Newton is he's a very important part of the NFL. He is the best player in the league. He is a guy that I feel, if he is hit in the head repeatedly by the other team, he should get the same treatment that Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, all these other quarterbacks get. But he didn't get that. The Broncos repeatedly hit Cam Newton, leading with the crown of their helmets, time after time after time again. And Cam Newton, I mean, props to him, man. He showed a lot of toughness. Even though we lost that game, he showed a lot of toughness. Stuck there in the pocket, was able to get up, and even after those dirty hits by the Broncos, and he was still able to continue the game and get the Panthers into field goal position. Unfortunately, Graham Gano and his sorry self missed a field goal, but it's football. It happens. So, yeah, man, just how can the league talk about protecting its investment and talk about player safety? And then, you had the first game of the year, big time game, rematch of the Super Bowl. The world is watching, and then Cam Newton is getting hit in the freaking head repeatedly, with the Broncos players intentionally leading with their head, which is against the rules. These calls, when this happens to Brady, when this happens to Ben Roethlisberger, when this happens to other quarterbacks, the defensive player, whoever's doing it, gets suspended, and they get hit with a fine. That didn't happen in the case of Cam Newton. So there's a huge double standard going on in the NFL, and it pisses me off because this is a guy who's earned. Cam Newton has earned the respect of the league. He's the MVP of the league. Panthers were 15-1 last year. They're expected to be the best team in football this year, even though they lost their first game. So with that being said, man, I just want to get to this quote from Greg Olsen, because Greg Olsen's a stand-up guy. Greg Olsen's a guy that, I feel is an intelligent person, and said some valid things here in this quote. So I want to read you this quote from Panthers tight end Greg Olsen. Here's what he said. He said, I quote, "I think anytime you talk about player safety, that's obviously important. I just don't think you can talk about player safety and have what unfolded. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. Player safety sounds great. Is a great off-season rallying cry. It sounds awesome, but we got 0 yards on any of those hits, and that's the reality of it." So he's got a point, okay? If the players on defense are trying to hurt the quarterback intentionally, putting his health at risk, then they should be penalized for it. And he's not wrong about that. The Broncos did not get penalized for a single yard. They did, however, get a flag thrown on them. I believe it was late in the third quarter. I forget. I think it was like T.J. Ward. I forget which Broncos player it was. I really don't remember. They're all dirty. They're all dirty scumbags to me. But they leveled the crown of the helmet. They hit Cam Newton in the head, and basically, Cam was laid out flat on his back. Like, he looked like he was dead. And they throw a flag on the Broncos, but they also throw a flag on us for intentional grounding. And I mean, at that point, I don't even feel like intentional grounding should matter. This dude's been popped in the head 3 or 4 times. You didn't call those. Can you at least give us a couple yards? I mean, come on, man. But credit to Cam. He showed a lot of toughness. It's kind of like, and I forgot who said this. I think it was somebody on ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I forget. But someone said, I heard him say that Cam Newton right now, with the way he got treated in that game, is getting the same treatment that Shaquille O'Neal used to get in basketball. Because if you guys remember when Shaq was the MVP of the NBA and he was in his prime, he would get hit with a lot of fouls, a lot of real dirty type stuff. and the refs wouldn't call because Shaq was just so physically imposing, so much bigger than everybody else. So they let a lot of stuff slide when it came to Shaq. So same thing with Cam Newton. He's getting freaking hit in the head, getting put at risk for serious brain damage and concussions, and the NFL is not doing their part, protecting him. All those little off-season rallying cries of player safety. It's just lip service, because we saw on the national stage that they don't care about Cam Newton. And look, Cam Newton's going to have to exhibit an incredible amount of toughness this year to get through the season, because it's clear to me, it's clear to Panthers fans, and it should be clear to most football fans who watch that game, that they don't care about player safety, at least when it comes to Cam Newton. So NFL, anybody from the NFL who talks about player safety, you can take your little rallying cries about player safety and shut up your ass, because honestly, this is not something that you seem to really care about. So I'm sick of the double standards, man. I think the Panthers got screwed majorly. I only think the Broncos would have been competitive in that game if the referees would just call the damn game the way it was supposed to be called. Now, there were some calls that kept us in the game, but there were still a lot more things that favored the Broncos than that favored us. And that was like the main one right there, is the fact that they could just launch their heads right into Cam Newton, the MVP of the NFL, and not get called for it. I mean, in no other sport could you hit the MVP like that and not get penalized for it. But I guess there's a certain reason. Maybe you guys can figure it out why they won't flag when you hit Cam Newton that way, but they'll definitely flag you when you hit Tom Brady and Andrew Luck and Ben Roethlisberger. You guys can figure it out for yourselves. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below about the NFL and player safety and them not giving Cam Newton those calls on Thursday, because I thought it was ridiculous. But leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.